Hello everyone, I'm Claire from Susan's family. Today I'll teach you how to make a butterfly valley pullover. For this electronic tutorial, you can search for susud.com on the VX mini program and check it out. This bolero consists of the back piece, the front piece, the collar, the edging, and the sleeves. Start by crocheting the front and back pieces separately. After connecting the corresponding positions, crochet the collar and edging. Finally, make and attach the sleeves. The bolero comes in two styles, long sleeves and short sleeves. The crocheting method is similar. The only difference is the number of rounds for crocheting the sleeves. Let's start by learning the method for crocheting the front piece. Take a look at the finished product. Crochet upwards from the bottom. It's divided into the body, the shoulder parts section 1 and section 2. The body will start from foundation chain and work back and forth. Section 1 of the shoulder parts decreases stitches on both sides to form the armholes. Section 2 of the shoulder parts cuts out the neckline in the middle. Several crochet stitches will be applicated, all of which are demonstrated in the chart, so I won't go through them one by one. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Let's start with the body. To make it easier for everyone to see clearly, I will use cotton yarn for the demonstration. For specific yarn, color schemes, and hook sizes, please refer to the detail page of our product and the paper instructions. Let's start with a slip knot. Hold the yarn with your left hand. Hold the hook with your right hand. Make a knot first. This knot does not count as a stitch. Gently tighten it. Now start crocheting chain stitches. 1, 2. Continue until you finish the required number of stitches. My swatch has fewer stitches for demonstration. Refer to the chart for the exact stitch count. That completes the starting chain. Now move on to the first row. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain for double crochet. This counts as 1 double crochet. Next, pick the half loop on top of the 5th chain stitch from the left. Work 1 double crochet. Continue to pick the half loops above the adjacent chains on the left. Crochet double crochets correspondingly. Keep going until you finish all the starting chain stitches. That completes the first row. Now let's check the stitch count. You can count the stitches. The number of stitches you see is the number of stitches you've made. Add the beginning chain. The stitch count should match the number of starting chains. Continue with the second row. Make 3 beginning chains. Turn the workpiece counterclockwise. The beginning chain corresponds to the first double crochet. Start from the second double crochet. Work 1 double crochet into each stitch correspondingly. Finish this row. This is the last double crochet. Work into the previous row's beginning chain on the 3rd chain stitch loop. Pick up these 2 strands and work on them. The second row is now complete. Take the right side of this double crochet row. as the right side of the piece. The starting tail is on the right-hand side. Next, work on the third row. Make one beginning chain. This will serve as the single crochet's turning chain. It doesn't count as a stitch. Turn the piece. Work one single crochet into the first stitch. Chain 2 for transition. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 double crochet into the third stitch. Chain 2. Continue by picking up this stitch. Work 1 double crochet. Chain 2 for the transition. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into the third stitch. Treat these 3 chains, 2 double crochets, and 1 single crochet as a pattern group. I'll demonstrate another pattern group now. Chain 2. Skip 2 stitches. In the third stitch on the left side. Work 1 double crochet, 2 chains and 1 double crochet. Continue with 2 chain stitches for transition. Skip 2 stitches. Work 1 single crochet into the third stitch. Another pattern group is completed. Proceed downward using this method. Repeat crocheting this pattern group. Complete this row. Finally, pick up the third chain of the beginning chain with the 2 threads. Work 1 single crochet. The third row is now complete. Move on to the fourth row. Start with 4 chain stitches as the beginning chain. Turn the fabric. Pick the chain space between these 2 double crochets on the left side. Work a double crochet 2 together in 1, DC2 puff, bobble stitch. From now on, we'll call this the bobble stitch. Yarn over, insert into the chain space. Yarn over, draw the yarn through. There are 3 loops on the hook. Yarn over and draw through the first 2 loops. Now there are 2 loops remaining on the hook. This is an incomplete double crochet. Next, in the same chain space, work another incomplete double crochet. Now there are 3 loops on the hook. That's 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over and draw through all loops. This completes the bobble stitch. Continue with 2 chains for transition. Pick up the same chain space. Crochet 1 more bobble stitch. First, make 2 incomplete double crochets. Then yarn over and draw through all loops on the hook. Another bobble stitch is done. Chain 2 more for continuation. In this chain space, crochet another bobble stitch. Chain 1 for transition. Treat these 3 bobble stitches and 3 chain groups as one pattern set. This row is just repeating this pattern set. I'll demonstrate one more group. First, pick the chain space between the 2 double crochets on the left side. Crochet 3 bobble stitches. Chain 2 for transition between each bobble stitch. After completing, chain 1 for transition. Another pattern group is completed. Continue following this method to finish this row. After completing the last bobble stitch, pick the single crochet on the left side, and crochet 1 treble crochet, wrap the yarn twice first. Then insert the hook into the stitch, yarn over, and draw the yarn through. There are 4 loops on the hook. Yarn over on after another. Draw the yarn through the first 2 loops. Repeat this 3 times. 1, 2, 3. A treble crochet is done. Row 4 is completed. Move on to row 5. Make 3 beginning chains. Turn the piece. Chain 2 for transition. Pick up the left adjacent chain space and work 1 double crochet. Chain 2 as a transition. Pick up the left chain space below and work a double crochet. Work 2 chain stitches to connect between double crochets. Finish this row. Finally, on the last row's beginning chain, work 1 double crochet. The 5th row is completed. Continue with the 6th row, make 3 beginning chains. Turn the piece. Pick up the left chain space and work 1 double crochet. Continue picking up the left stitch and work 1 double crochet. Work 1 double crochet in the chain space. Continue working double crochets according to the chart. Finish this row. The 6th row is completed. After completing the first 6 rows, you can measure the dimensions of the piece. If it differs significantly from the reference dimensions on the chart, you need to adjust your tension, or switch to a different hook size and start over. For rows 7 through 22, work back and forth with the corresponding stitches. Pay attention when crocheting at the chain stitch positions. Always pick up the corresponding chain spaces for crocheting. All required stitch techniques have been demonstrated before. Refer to the previous demonstrations on your own, and follow the chart to complete them. While crocheting, if you run out of one ball of yarn, pick up the new yarn. Leave about 10 centimeters for both yarn tails. Hold them together, and tie a knot. Then continue crocheting as usual. Mind that the knot should be on the wrong side of the piece, and not visible on the right side. The yarn tails can be hidden on the wrong side following the fabric's texture later. Or you can tuck them inside the fabric while crocheting. I'll demonstrate the crocheting method for row 23, using this sample swatch. This small sample has fewer rows. The stitches are random. It's just to demonstrate the technique. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Turn the work piece. Work a double crochet in each stitch. Continue until there are 2 stitches left. Now we've reached this point. Work a double crochet decrease. Insert the hook into the stitch on the left side. And the turning chain. Work an incomplete double crochet. Then yarn over. And draw through all 3 loops on the hook. The double crochet decrease is now complete. Row 23 is finished. The crocheting method for the remaining part of the body going downward is relatively simple. Refer to the chart and work back and forth in rows with the corresponding stitches. Mindful, pay attention to row 30 and row 32. Work 4 single crochets into the chain space. In the middle, make 1 chain for connection. Don't miss it. On the next row when crocheting single crochets, work them into the middle of those 4 single crochets. At this chain space position, everyone can refer to the pattern on your own, and finish crocheting them. After completing, don't cut the yarn. Everyone, take a look. This is what it looks like after completing the body part of the small sample. The small sample has fewer rows and stitches. The stitch pattern is random. It's not for reference. Next, we'll crochet the shoulder part section 1. Let's start with row 1. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Turn the work piece. Pick the second stitch on the left side. Work 1 slip stitch. Continue picking the adjacent stitch on the left. Crochet 2 slip stitches correspondingly. Transition the yarn tail to this position. Then, make 3 beginning chains to start. Skip the first 3 stitches on the left. Crochet 1 puff stitch in the 4th stitch. Chain 3. Crochet 1 puff stitch in the same stitch. Crochet 2 chain stitches for transition. Skip the next 4 stitches. Work 2 puff stitches in the 5th stitch. Chain 3 in between to connect. Refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches all the way down. Finish this row. Stop when there are 7 stitches remaining on the left. Now you've reached this position. Skip 2 stitches. Crochet 1 double crochet in the 3rd stitch on the left. The first row is completed. The pattern for the rest of section 1 of the shoulder parts is relatively simple. Please refer to the previous demonstration, refer to the chart, and crochet back and forth with the corresponding stitches. End on the wrong side. Don't cut the yarn after completion. Take a look, everyone. This is what the sample swatch looks like after completing section 1 of the shoulder parts. Next, we will work on section 2 of the shoulder parts. Let's start with the left shoulder part. Continue crocheting from the ending position of section 1 of the shoulder parts. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Work 1 single crochet into the first stitch. Chain 6 as a transition. Skip 3 stitches. Pick up the 4th stitch on the left and work 1 single crochet. Chain 6 as a transition. Skip 3 stitches below and work 1 single crochet. Chain 6 between each 2 single crochets as a connection. Complete the corresponding number of stitches. Finish with the last single crochet, skip 2 stitches. Work 1 double crochet into the 3rd stitch. The first row is done. Continue with the second row. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick up the stitch of the single crochet on the left. Make 1 single crochet. Then pick up the chain space on the left. Work 2 single crochets. 1 chain stitch. And 2 single crochets. Follow the chart to work the corresponding stitches all the way down. Finish this row. Finally, work 1 single crochet into the first single crochet of the previous row. The second row is done. The method for rows 3 through 13 is relatively simple. Refer to the chart and work back and forth with the corresponding stitches. Everyone can finish them on your own. I will demonstrate the crochet method for row 14, using this sample swatch. The small sample has fewer rows. It's only for demonstrating the method. Start with 3 chain stitches as the turning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick up the left chain space and work 2 double crochets. Then pick up the left stitch and work 1 double crochet. In practice, continue picking up chain spaces, or work double crochets into the stitch. Crochet the corresponding number of stitches. After completing, pick up the left stitch, and work 1 half double crochet. Continue picking up the left chain space, and work 2 half double crochets. Then follow the chart to crochet the corresponding number of half double crochets. Afterwards, work single crochets in the remaining positions. Once this row is finished, row 14 is complete. Continue with row 15. Make 1 beginning chain to start. Turn the piece over. Work single crochets in the single crochet positions. Work half double crochets in the half double crochet positions. Work double crochets in the double crochet positions. Once you finish this row, complete it with one chain stitch to secure. Leave a 5 cm tail and cut the yarn. Weave in the yarn tail along the texture to the wrong side of the fabric. You can hide a few more stitches if needed. Trim any excess yarn tails. The 15th row is now complete. This completes the left shoulder part. Now continue with the right shoulder part. Make sure the right side of the piece is facing you. Join the yarn at the corresponding stitch. Tie the yarn tail into a slip knot. Pull the loop through the corresponding stitch. Adjust the size of the loop if necessary. Joining the yarn is now complete. Chain 3. Skip 2 stitches. Insert the hook into the 3rd stitch on the left side, and make 1 single crochet. Chain 6 as a transition. Skip 3 stitches. On the 4th stitch from the left side, work 1 single crochet. Chain 6 for transition. Skip 3 stitches below and work a single crochet. Connect each single crochet with 6 chains. Complete this row. Row 1 is finished. Continue with row 2. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick up the stitch below the beginning chain, and make 1 single crochet. Then, insert into the chain space on the left side, and make 2 single crochets. Chain 1. And make 2 single crochets. Continue to refer to the chart and crochet either single crochets or chains. Finish crocheting this row. Make 1 single crochet in the last single crochet. Row 2 is now complete. Move on to row 3. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the work piece. Skip 1 stitch. Pick up the 2nd stitch from the left and make 1 slip stitch. Continue by picking up the next stitch on the left and making 1 slip stitch. Then, pick up the chain space on the left and make 1 slip stitch. Weave the yarn tail to this position. Then work 6 chain stitches. Pick up the left chain space and work 1 single crochet. Chain 6 for transition. Move down and pick up the left chain space, then work 1 single crochet. Work 6 chain stitches to connect between each 2 single crochets. Finish this row. Complete the last single crochet. Chain 2 for transition. Pick up the last stitch and work 1 double crochet. The 3rd row is now completed. The crocheting method for the remaining part of the right shoulder is relatively simple. Refer to the chart and crochet the corresponding stitches. Please finish them on your own. After completion, fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends. Look everyone, this is what the sample's right shoulder looks like after it's finished. Up to this point, the crocheting method for the front piece has been fully explained. Next, let's learn the crocheting method for the back piece. Let's take a look at the finished product. The back piece also consists of the body, section 1 of the shoulder parts, and section 2. The crocheting method for the body is exactly the same as for the front piece. In section 1 of the shoulder parts, decreases are made on both sides to form the armholes. Just note that the row count is higher than in the front piece. Section 2 of the shoulder parts is also divided into left and right shoulder parts. Start by crocheting the right shoulder part, then don't cut the yarn. Connect it to the corresponding shoulder part of the front piece. Then join the yarn and crochet the left shoulder part. After completing it, connect it to the corresponding shoulder of the front piece. Finally, connect the sides of the body between the front and back pieces at their corresponding positions. Refer to the matched up locations on the sides of the body. All required stitch techniques and methods for joining the yarn have been demonstrated before. Please refer to the previous demonstrations on your own. Refer to the chart and finish crocheting the body of the back piece, section 1 of the shoulder parts, and the right shoulder part of section 2. I'll demonstrate the method for joining the front and back pieces using a sample swatch. The right shoulder part of the back piece on my sample is already crocheted. Next, connect the corresponding positions of the right shoulder parts of the front and back pieces. Place the right sides of the front and back pieces facing each other. Align the last row of the right shoulder part. Start from the side of the neck opening. Crochet and join along the side on the wrong side. Position the ending point of the shoulder part of the fabric piece upward. Place the yarn tail on the right side. Make one beginning chain to start. At the same time, pick up the rightmost stitch from both the front and back pieces. Pick the far right stitch of both fabric pieces. Work one single crochet. Chain 3 as a bridge. Skip 2 stitches. At the same time, pick up the third stitch from the left side of both the front and back pieces. Pick the third stitch from the left of both work pieces. Work one single crochet. Then chain 3 for a transition. Skip 2 stitches. At the same time, pick up the third stitch from the left on both the front and back pieces. Pick the third stitch from the left side of both fabric pieces. Make one single crochet. Then chain 3 as a transition. Skip 2 stitches all the way down. At the same time, pick up corresponding stitches from both front and back pieces and work single crochets. Between each 2 single crochets, chain 3 to join. Work all the way along this edge. After completing, fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends. This side of the shoulder is now connected. Next, join the yarn at the corresponding stitch on the back piece. Crochet the left shoulder neckline part, and follow the same method to connect the left shoulders of the front and back pieces. Connect the left shoulder of the front and back pieces in the same way. Everyone, refer to the chart. Follow the previous demonstration to finish them. Now, everyone, take a look. This is what the sample's front and back pieces look like after the shoulders have been connected. This is how it looks after completing the shoulder connection. Next, connect the body parts of the front and back pieces. Place the right sides of the front and back pieces together. Align the starting point and the underarm areas. Start from the beginning chain position. Work and join along the wrong side simultaneously. Make a loose knot with the yarn tail. Ensure the starting point of the fabric is facing to the right, with the side edge facing up. Insert the hook through both the front and back fabric pieces at the same time. Begin with the chain stitch at the edge of the starting point. Join the yarn. Make one chain as your beginning chain. This will act as the starting single crochet. It doesn't count as one stitch. Work one single crochet at the joining position. Then make 3 chains as a bridge. On the fabric edge, pick up the first stitch of the double crochet from the front piece and the beginning chain from the back piece. Work one single crochet. Work 3 chain stitches as a transition on the left side of the double crochets. Pick up the corresponding positions from both front and back fabric pieces. Work one single crochet. Chain 3 as a bridge. Take a look at the piece. Match each stitch along the edge of the fabric. At the same time, pick up the entry points on the edges of the double crochets from both the front and back pieces and work single crochets. Between each 2 single crochets, work 3 chains as a transition. Continue downward following this pattern. Finish crocheting this edge. Continue until the last row of the body at the armpit's corresponding position. Once completed, fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends yourself. This side of the body is now connected. Connect the other side of the body in the same way. Everyone, take a look. This is what the connected front and back pieces of the sample body look like after completion. Next, crochet the collar. Let's take a look at the finished product. Work back and forth across the front and back neck openings. Crochet in rounds. The new stitch used is reverse single crochet. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. Let's start with the first round. Place the right side of the fabric piece facing you. Position the neckline upwards. Pick up from the left side of the shoulder connection. Join the yarn at this double crochet edge. Make one beginning chain. Pick up this double crochet edge and work 2 single crochets. As you go, secure the yarn tail of the joining. Then pick up the edge on the left side. Work 3 single crochets. Continue downward following the general pattern of making 5 single crochets for every 2 rows. Complete this side. The exact stitch picking positions are not fixed. Actually pick out the corresponding number of stitches. Just keep the fabric piece flat. When you reach the stitch position, pick up the stitch and work 1 single crochet for each stitch. Finish the corresponding number of stitches. Continue downward following this method, and complete the entire round. After finishing, on the first single crochet, work 1 slip stitch. Pull tight, so you don't accidentally add extra stitches later. The first round is now complete. Move on to the second round. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick up the stitch on the left side of the beginning chain, and work 1 single crochet. Continue picking up stitches on the left side, working 1 single crochet for each stitch. Finish this round. After completing, join with a slip stitch on the first single crochet. Pull tight. The second round is complete. Continue to the third round. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick up the stitch on the left side of the beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 2 as a transition. Skip 2 stitches. Pick the third stitch. Work 1 puff stitch. Chain 3 as a transition. Pick this stitch again and work 1 puff stitch. Then chain 2 for transition. Skip 2 stitches. Pick the third stitch on the left side, and work 1 single crochet. Treat these 2 puff stitches, 3 chain stitches, and 1 single crochet as one group of patterns. Repeat this group of patterns all the way down. Finish crocheting this round. After completing the last puff stitch, work 1 double crochet on the first single crochet. The third round is now complete. Continue with the fourth round. Turn the work piece. Work 1 slip stitch in the chain space on the left side. Transition the yarn tail to this position. Make 1 chain as your beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet in the chain space. Chain 5 as a transition. Pick up and work 1 single crochet in the chain space on the left side. Chain 5 for transition. Below, pick up the chain spaces between 2 puff stitches and work single crochets. Chain 5 to join between each 2 single crochets. Finish this round. Join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Pull tight. The fourth round is now done. Move on to the fifth round. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the work piece. Pick up and make 5 single crochets in the chain space on the left. Then pick up and work 1 single crochet in the next stitch. Continue downward following this method. Work 1 single crochet in each stitch correspondingly. Finish the round. Once completed, join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Pull tight. The fifth round is now complete. For the sixth round, work single crochets on the wrong side, 1 stitch to another. You can finish it on your own. I'll demonstrate the final rounds crochet method using this swatch. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the piece. Work 1 reverse single crochet. Insert the hook into the stitch on the right side of the beginning chain. Draw the yarn through. Yarn over, and draw through all the loops on your hook in once. 1 reverse single crochet is now complete. You can see that the method for reverse single crochet and single crochet is the same, except the insertion point is the stitch on the right side, rather than the left stitch. Continue with another reverse single crochet. Insert the hook into the adjacent stitch on the right, yarn over and draw through. Yarn over again, and draw through all the loops on your hook in once. Another reverse single crochet is now complete. Continue all the way down following this method, one stitch to another. Pick up the right side stitch for a reverse single crochet. Finish crocheting this round. Complete the last reverse single crochet stitch on the final stitch of the previous round, which is at this position on the right. Join with a slip stitch. Pull tight. Leave about a 5 cm yarn tail before cutting the yarn. Bring the yarn tail to the wrong side of the piece. And hide it yourself. This round is now complete. The collar has been crocheted. Next, we'll crochet the edging. Let's take a look at the finished product. Crochet in rounds along the bottom edge of the sweater. Please watch as I demonstrate the specific crocheting method. First, join the yarn to crochet the first round. Place the wrong side of the fabric facing you. Position the starting point of the bottom edge upward. Begin on the left side of any joining spot on one side of the piece. Join the yarn to this chain stitch. Make a slip knot with the yarn tail. Pick up the remaining 2 strands of this chain and join the yarn. Then, make 1 beginning chain. Crochet 1 single crochet into the joining spot. As you crochet, secure the yarn tail for joining. Continue by picking up the remaining 2 strands of the next adjacent chain on the left. Crochet 1 single crochet. Move to the next stitch and crochet 1 single crochet correspondingly. Work the entire round. Join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet when finished. Pull tight. The first round is now completed. Next, crochet the second round. Chain 1 to begin. Turn the piece over. Pick up the stitch on the right side of the beginning chain. Crochet 1 single crochet in each stitch, working in reverse. Complete this round. Join with a slip stitch into the first stitch when finished. Tighten. Fasten off the yarn normally. Weave in the ends yourself. The second round is now complete. The edging for the garment is now finished. Next, we will crochet the sleeves. Take a look at the finished product. It comes in 2 different styles, long sleeves and short sleeves. Regardless of the style, the crocheting method for the left and right sleeves is similar. It is divided into 2 parts, the sleeve cap and the sleeve body. Start by making a beginning chain to crochet the sleeve cap. After completing it, connect it on the side, then work back and forth. Crochet the sleeve body in rounds. The short sleeve has fewer rounds for the sleeve body. While crocheting the long sleeve, you need to decrease stitches at the positions marked on the chart. After completion, attach the sleeve to the corresponding armhole position. Please watch me demonstrate the specific crocheting method. For the sleeve cap, we will start from foundation chain. Work back and forth. You need to decrease stitches on both sides during the crocheting process. This kind of curve requires stitch techniques that have been demonstrated before. Everyone, please follow the pattern to complete them on your own. Look, this is what the sample swatch looks like after the sleeve cap is completed. Take the side with the first row of double crochets as the right side of the sleeve. The tail of the cast-on yarn is on the left side. Next, connect the side of the sleeve cap. Turn the wrong side of the fabric piece outward. Fold it in half. Align the sides. The starting point faces left. Pick up both the front and back pieces at the same time. Join the yarn on the edge of the rightmost row. Make one chain as your beginning chain. Work one single crochet into the joining spot. Chain 3 as a bridge. At the same time, pick up both the front and back pieces. Work one single crochet into the edge of the left row. Chain 3 for the connection. Continue following this method to finish connecting this edge. This way, the side is connected. Next, we'll crochet the sleeve body. Let's start with the first round. Note, for short sleeves, start crocheting from the right side. For long sleeves, start from the wrong side. Here, I'll use the short sleeve as an example. Crochet the long sleeve in the same way. Crochet the first round on the wrong side of the piece. Rotate the piece. Position the starting point facing up. Ensure the right side of the piece is towards you. Pick up the position to the left of the connection. Leave 2 strands from the beginning chain. Work 1 slip stitch. Weave it into this position. Then, make 3 beginning chains. Insert the hook below into the chain space, and work 1 double crochet. Treat these 2 stitches as 1 special bobble stitch. Continue with 3 chains for transition. Work 1 bobble stitch in the same position. Two chains for transition. Skip 4 chain spaces. Pick the 5th chain from the left and leave 2 strands. Work 1 bobble stitch. Three chains. And 1 bobble stitch. Chain 2 for transition. Treat these 2 bobble stitches and 2 chain groups as 1 pattern group. This round is just repeating this pattern group. Finish this round. Complete the last pattern group. Join with a slip stitch in the first stitch. Pull tight. The first round is now completed. Move on to round 2. Pick the chain space on the left. Work 1 slip stitch. Weave the yarn tail into this position. Make a chain 1 as your beginning chain. Turn the work piece. Pick the chain space underneath and work 1 single crochet. Chain 5 for transition. Pick the chain space between these 2 bobble stitches on the left. Work 2 single crochets. In the middle, chain 5 to connect. Continue below by referring to the pattern chart for single crochets and chains. Finish the round. Join with a slip stitch into the first single crochet. Pull tight. The second round is now complete. Continue to the third round. Turn the work piece. Pick the chain space on the left and work 1 slip stitch. Weave the yarn tail into this position. Make 3 beginning chains. Pick this chain space and work 3 double crochets. Chain 2. Continue to work 4 double crochets in this chain space. Chain 2 as a transition. Skip 1 chain space. Pick the chain space on the left and work 4 single crochets. Work 3 chain stitches between each 2 single crochets for connection. After completion, chain 2 as a transition. Then work downward and treat these stitches as one group of patterns. Refer to the chart and repeat this pattern group. Finish the round. Join with a slip stitch into the beginning chain. Tighten. The third round is complete. The crocheting pattern for the remaining part of the sleeve body is relatively simple. Work back and forth. Crochet in rounds with corresponding stitches. That is, before working each round, you need to turn your work. The number of rounds for short sleeves is less. During the process of crocheting long sleeves, you need to decrease at the marked positions. All the stitches needed have been demonstrated before. Please refer to the previous demonstrations. Follow the chart and crochet them all the way down. After completion, fasten off normally. Weave in the ends by yourself. Everyone, take a look. This is what the sample sleeve looks like after it's finished. The number of rounds for the sample is less. Only the method is demonstrated. Next, attach the sleeves. Place the right sides of the sleeve and body together. Align the sleeve cap with one of the armhole positions. The side connecting point of the sleeve cap should correspond to the side connecting point of the body. The midpoint of the top of the sleeve cap should correspond to the shoulder connection position of the body. Cut a short piece of yarn to secure each point. Between these 2 points, choose a few more points to fix. Make sure to keep the piece flat. My swatch is already secured. Next, pick up the underarm positions of both the sleeve and body and join the yarn. Chain 1 is the beginning chain. Work 1 single crochet into the joining position. Chain 3 as a bridge. Skip 2 stitches. At the same time, pick up the corresponding positions of both pieces. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 3 as a transition. Pick up the edge of the fabric where the double crochets are. Work 1 single crochet. Chain 3 as a transition. Continue down following this method. At the same time, pick up and work single crochets into the corresponding positions on the edge of the fabric. Work 3 chain stitches between each 2 single crochets as a connection. The exact insertion position is not fixed. Just keep the piece flat. Finish the round. When done, join with a slip stitch in the first single crochet. Pull tight. Fasten off normally. Weave in the ends by yourself. This sleeve is now attached. Next, follow this method too. Crochet and attach the other sleeve. Up to this point, the crocheting method for this blouse has been fully explained. If you have any unclear points while crocheting, or any questions, don't hesitate to join our Facebook group to get supports. Susan's Family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you in the next episode.